Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also tuning in online worldwide via our podcast at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We're glad you all could be with us as well. This is part of our Music and News segment here at WYAD, and today we're talking to you small business owners out there. A lot of you are in our listening area and definitely joining us online. Of course, there are a lot of things that happens when it comes to business owners, and one of those things, of course, to think about is what's going to be the next step, especially because American business owners will begin passing on or selling their businesses at a rapid rate over the next few years. But a new survey reveals that small business owners may not be prepared for the process of passing on or selling their business. To talk to us more about the survey, we're excited to welcome Katherine Roy to our broadcast today. Katherine is the Principal of Wealth Management Advice at Edward Jones. She's going to also let you guys know where you can find out more information as well. Katherine, thank you again for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. No, very much appreciate the time, Cyrus. So we're seeing 33 million business owners in the United States. Are about half of them, or majority of them, are over the age of 55. So just to put some numbers to your introduction, and we at Edward Jones wanted to understand how prepared are they for this transition. And we found that about 58% of them are not fully prepared, and about 1 in 5 are not prepared at all. So we have some work to do here to be able to address this boom in business successions that will happen over the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, and I'm glad to have you on to talk about that, Katherine, because I was going to say, in our listening audience in particular, small businesses are definitely growing in our listening area. And, of course, a lot of times they are family-owned businesses, so there is a lot to think about when it comes to succession. So tell us about business succession boom and how business owners are preparing for the future.
So we know that they're having conversations about 2 years before they're planning to retire. So one of the key insights from our survey is that current business owners are thinking that the transition of their business will happen when they're around age 63, but yet about a quarter of them are waiting until just 2 years before that time to have discussions with their successor, but also to put plans in place for themselves as to what's next. And so we think that needs to happen a lot sooner for 2 reasons. One, businesses often transfer due to life happening and unexpected events. So a majority of businesses in the United States transfer or are succeeded due to disability, death, divorce, disagreement, or distress, the 5 Ds. And that really requires that a business owner be proactive about having a succession plan in place wherever they are in their life cycle. But we also know that it's a huge transition for business owners to think about life after their business. They've put their blood, sweat, and tears into that business over time, particularly smaller businesses that are family-owned. And so making sure that the business owner is taking the steps needed, and this is really where our advisors play a key role in coaching these business owners as to thinking about what's next, what's going to happen with their lives, how are they going to have a sense of purpose, community, social connection, once that business does pass to the next generation or to a partner or to the employees of that business. The business owner needs to spend some time thinking about their next act.
For yourself, Katherine, and looking at the data from the survey, what were some of the surprising findings that you had when it came to looking at what business owners are thinking about when it comes to business succession?
So I think on the one hand, there's a lot of optimism with the business owners that we spoke with. 88% want to continue to grow their business over the next decade, and about 91% really want their successor to be committed to growing the business as well. So that was really positive. I think we also saw some concerns. Current business owners are grappling with healthcare costs for themselves and their employees. They're grappling with technological advancements that are impacting their business. And really the theme we heard was, focusing on the near term was inhibiting many of the business owners we spoke with thinking about and planning for that transfer. And so we want to make sure that business owners have that plan in place. We know that it's a huge shift for them. We heard loud and clear from one of the business owners we interviewed. I think she put it best by saying that it's not a business, it's my baby. and she was having a hard time thinking about what's next. And so I think that's an important step for business owners to be taking.
So that's why, again, the work that Edward Jones is doing is so important, and not only providing this data with the survey, but also being able to help out there, too. So what are the main hurdles, then, business owners are facing, Katherine, when succession planning begins or they start thinking about it?
Sure. I think the first hurdle is assembling a team, and this is really where our advisors play a key role. At Edward Jones, we work with 750,000 business owners every single day, and our advisors act as the quarterback of the succession planning team. That team often includes tax, legal, valuation, and banking professionals that can really advise that business owner on the best steps to be taking to transition the business. As I've mentioned, our advisors act as a coach, so helping those clients get through that hurdle of thinking about what's next for them and their families. And then lastly, I think business owners from a hurdle perspective need to be thinking about not just the transition of their business, but thinking about working with a personal CFO on how the business proceeds that might come from the sale of a business really are impacting their retirement and their retirement funding, their retirement plans, but equally as important, their legacy goals, whether that's to the next generation or to the communities in which they live. We know business owners do a lot there, within their communities. So understanding all three of those things is really an important hurdle for business owners to be getting over, and that's really where our advisor play a key role as that quarterback coach and that personal family CFO.
Some great information for our audience to think about for sure. Again, everyone, Katherine Roy has been our guest, Principal Wealth Management Advice for Edward Jones, helping those business owners out there know what to expect when it comes to planning for a business succession, but also knowing where they can go for help, too. Katherine, where can our audience go to learn more?
They can always reach out to their local Edward Jones financial advisor or visit edwardjones.com/nextinline.
All right. Well, Katherine, thank you so much for the great work you all are doing there at Edward Jones, and thank you for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
Glad to have you. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live, again, part of our Music and News segment here at WYAD. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.